Hey guys, welcome to the first TST Podgecast. I'm the Professor, and I have here Cautionfun.
How you going?
Doing good, doing good. How are you doing today? It's a Friday for us, so you relaxing?
No, sir. Just grinding on the ladder,
Writing?
trying to trying to stay in the top eight.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk a little more later on why Caution Fun's trying to get into the top eight. But yeah, Caution Fun has been ripping it up onto the leaderboard. You were you were always in around the top 20, top 15, right? Caution Fun.
Since I reached dummy thick, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I was in the top 15 or 20, like first people to reach it,
hmm
and yeah, just been trying to maintain that cushion since.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now, and you're sitting there, number two. That's a good place to be. We'll keep tracking on the leaderboard how you do with that, but I think number two is a pretty good spot in for a top eight consideration.
I hope so. Yeah, let's see what it is at the end of the episode, though.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so for those of you that's listening, welcome. This is the TST Podgecast. Our goal is to recap things that's been going on in the Vibes TCG world. It's been a busy, busy event and time for Vibes. There's been a lot of going on, so we'll do a quick recap. Caution Fun was one of the OGs that first got into Vibes. So let's start. I think Vibes launched in mid-December, right? Caution.
Yeah, I remember it was before the holidays.
Okay. So ever since, let's call it December 16, the middle of the month, it's about 6 weeks, a little over a month and a half around there. There's been a lot going on. So since the launch
Oh
of,
yeah, every Friday we get a new announcement, it seems.
yeah. So has it really been every Friday, or it just feels like that? Because I just started really getting into it, and I'm seeing like announcements going off almost every day for me. So has it been like a weekly, almost a weekly cadence?
At least, like you said, sometimes it feels like more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, every time I get done absorbing the latest announcement, they're teasing the next one already. It's quite cool. This team cooks.
Yeah, I've had the same experience from my time here. So let's talk about some of the events that they've had. Take us back to the first couple. I believe those were pack bonanzas, right?
Yeah, which awesome idea by the team. For those who don't know, normally you get one pack worth of rewards every 3 1/3 wins against real people on the ladder online. And they changed that to where you still get those same base rewards, but you get an additional pack for every win. So just an excellent way for new players to build out their collections, and it makes sense seeing as the game is in its infancy, so everybody's a new player.
Yeah, so that's a huge incentive for people starting out and people thinking about starting to just jump in and start. Um, Actually, that's 100% pure free to play. So a great incentive for people to jump in and start getting these digital cards, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You're earning rewards at like at least 3x the normal rate. And yeah, it's just, I really can't think of a better event for a new player than a pack bonanza.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I know of a few people in the TST community that started out around the Pac Bonanza, and it's still a card collecting game. So the full set's not given to anybody. It still needs to be earned. But I think there's quite a number of people that started to build out a competitive collection and being able to run fairly strong meta decks, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I was just talking to somebody in the TST Discord. They said they started like 3 days ago and they have well over 900 cards already. So, I mean, yeah, definitely possible to get an accelerated start here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, considering that Vibes is based on the Pudgy Penguins IP, which is a Web3 NFT collection. And I think the team may have confirmed, maybe you could fact check me here, but I think the team has confirmed that these digital cards has the potential or maybe the future plan to be NFTs in some form?
Yes, that's what I've gathered. Nothing explicit so far with regards to dates or even the chain that they're planning to mint on.
Hmm.
But I mean, based off the information available, my best guess would be that yeah, they will eventually be NFTs, and they'll most likely be on Abstract.
Okay, okay, yeah, that'll be exciting. Yeah, I mean the synergy is just insane. Incentives for new players to jump in, start earning these digital cards through these events, very generous events. Start getting a head start on being able to, if the time comes, when the time comes, and these become NFTs, to just sort of have that, call it powder to put on the market.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. There's there's no better way to acquire free cards than playing during a pack bonanza. That's for sure.
Right, right. So moving on to other events, I believe there was the other one. Maybe this was in January, the full set frenzy.
Yeah, another fantastic event for new players. Uh, Simple as you just get to play with any card, even if you don't own it. Um, which I don't know of a single person who has a complete collection. So everybody got the chance to play as if they did have a complete collection, and we saw all sorts of you know unique decks that just I don't think anybody has the means to build right now. But yeah, it just got it gave us a little sneak peek into the future meta once people build out their collections, and great gave us some great insights as far as like what we're building towards as we're building out our collections.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think besides sort of equalizing the playing field and giving these new players access to cards to make their decks competitive, you're right that it had that effect of sort of helping players flesh out the meta on what they could start thinking are S tier and top tier decks. Because being able to have a playground of all the cards that you want, you can then experiment. And I believe you came up with a pretty strong deck that you shared with the TSD community, right?
I mean, so yeah, the one of the archetypes that I wanted to explore was a control yellow build built around Yum Yum,
Mm-hmm.
and big shouts to the lead artist for Vibes, Claire. Uh, Claire kicked my butt on the ladder with a Yum Yum Yellow deck
Ah,
pretty early into my playing experience, and I had been thinking about it ever since. Unfortunately, I only owned like one Yum Yum at the time, and zero green or zero yellow Mega Penguins, which I still own zero yellow Mega Penguins somehow. But my ideal list wanted 3 and 4 respectively, and the full set frenzy is just the perfect opportunity to try it out and see if my paper ideas translate to the latter. And yeah, I know I had a lot of success with it. I know others had a lot of success with it. Definitely something I'm considering going forward if I should be lucky enough to pack all the cards that I need. But another thing that I love that the team announced that the full set frenzy event will be a regular occurrence
oh,
in that they're going to have a period of time, a full set frenzy event there during every ranked season, just to try to accomplish what you alluded to there. A more level playing field for new entrants. They can play with the same exact collection as somebody who's been playing every day since day one. And, I think that's important to just take, collection imbalances out of the equation, at least for some amount of time during, competitive play.
right on. Yeah, you know me. I like new players, free to play and equalized playing field. So that's great news. And speaking of Claire, the artist, yeah, I think her and the rest of the team are doing great. There's definitely plenty of cards in the set that I've seen and play with that I love the art on. And Shout out to
Oh
Claire.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Claire. As you said, I think we'll include links to the team and the Vibes game overall, along with the TSD links, but in the description. But I believe Claire's Twitter handle is Claire, like really long, multiple U's, right?
Yes, I forget how many, but yeah, definitely put a link in the description there.
Yeah,
I don't know how many followers Claire has right now. I
right.
know the last time I checked, it was not high enough. So yeah, definitely go do that.
Yeah, so I'll make sure to get all the U's accounted for because I think it's like Claire, like really long. But yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks for sharing that story of you running into her and getting you that sort of deck idea of the Yum Yum Yellow deck. I guess we could say that she scarred you and left an impression. Sorry, bad joke,
Yeah,
bad joke,
100%.
bad joke. But yeah, so it's funny.
No, we'll leave that in.
We'll leave that in. All right, great. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe have a feature as a stand-up comedian. But yeah, so you mentioned that it was an attempt at control yellow. That's funny. So it's good I spoke to you because I actually when I saw your deck and I tried it, I was approaching it the wrong way. I was because yellow I think for me is associated with aggro. So I was trying to just flood the board, then realize that hey, I'm killing myself.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're touching on one of my favorite things about the game is that, it's very easy to learn, very easy to pick up, but every color has quite a bit of depth to it,
Yeah.
at least as far as I can tell. The core. There's only one set out right now. So the card pool is the smallest it'll ever be. So every color kind of has its skeleton. Where it's just yes, you include these
Mm,
cards if you're playing this color.
mm,
That said, with the remaining cards, you can take those cores of the same deck in a myriad of different directions, and yellow is a great example. You can play the most aggressive aggro yellow deck. You can play, a very, very control oriented list, and you can play what I would argue is a mid range list. I don't know if you've seen any of those Prepare for a Wild Night builds
yes.
popularized by Lofty there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those definitely try to thread the needle and give themselves access to aggressive win conditions and maybe some more control oriented win conditions. But yeah, I mean it's just awesome.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the colors have a stereotypical archetype, but definitely the depth is there to mix and match and take it down a different branch. And I've seen that, and I think that's great. That it's a good indicator of things to come.
Yes, I hope so. Anyways,
Yeah, cool, cool. All right, so let's move on to I think the last and most recent event, which has been modified, and you could kind of um, go off a little bit more on how it's modified. But it was the Bling Blizzard, correct?
yes, I believe that was the technical term for it. Yes, where every win on the ranked ladder, you got one random foil copy of a card of any rarity. So that was definitely cool. People
Yeah.
getting hollow epics and such, just in addition to the regular base rewards there.
Hmm.
And they also increased the amount of gold. Gold can be converted into packs or starter decks. They increased the amount of gold that you obtain from playing against the AI. So you can have a single player experience and earn, enough gold to, start to get the hang of the game. Maybe pick up, one or two of the starter decks, and then you'll have, a more solid foundation to head on to the ranked ladder. And ideally try to earn those foil cards. Unfortunately, the event was cut short. I guess not cut short. You said it better. Changed to just a classic traditional pack bonanza event where you get a whole booster pack for every ranked win. And they also kept the bonus gold that you earn for playing against the AI. So again, for like a new player, just come in, get some reps in against the AI, earn yourself enough gold to pick up, your preferred starter deck and head onto the ladder and get some free packs.
Yeah, good point on that. Yeah, a foil per win is such a huge reward. I think when you're starting out, you don't really, maybe some people don't appreciate that because you're just trying to fill out your collection in quantity. But I think the foil rewards in terms of quality has a big possible payoff later on once we kind of, if we do move towards that NFT world. So that was, I think it's was such um, a great opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can only speak for myself personally, but I know that if there were a secondary market launched tomorrow for digital vibes cards, there are quite a few cards that I'd be willing to pay real money for
Yeah,
in order to acquire them in a groovy hollow pattern.
right, right,
100%.
right. But yeah, and also good point about the playing the AI for that extra gold. Normally, playing the AI only gives you 100 gold, so right now it's giving 260, so almost three times as much. And and for myself personally, when I first started out, I started off when there was no event, so it was just trying to grind. But I started off with just starter decks, and I was having a tough time getting matched up against players that were higher rank and had been playing for a while, so they had better decks than I did. So I actually resorted to grinding the AI for quite a bit, which helped me fill out the starter decks. It was a grind, but it's doable, 100% doable, and it's much easier now with the event.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I think this is great that in the 6 weeks or so that they've been around, there's already been these many events, and these events are, as Cautionfun's talked about, are very, very super player friendly.
100%. You can tell that from day one, it's been very obvious that with every decision they make, they consider the player experience. And, and from my perspective, they consider everybody along the whole spectrum from the newest entrant to the game all the way to the most experienced players, just giving them a reason to log on and get some reps in.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, and then let's also talk about there's also a daily login, right? The first win of the day gives a pack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's probably right now, the best passive way to start building your collection is just hop on once a day, play a game against the AI, and get yourself a booster pack.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a ranked match. You could, like you said, it could just be with the AI, and yeah, it's very generous, um, player in mind, player
Yeah, I mean, if you're
friendly.
short on time, and even if you're multitasking, when you're playing the AI, there's no timer on your turns, so you can just have that on your second monitor.
Yeah, yeah. You just gave away my secret to grinding. That's yeah, that's what I do. I have it up. I rope the AI till it probably hates me, but I just do a turn, go do something else, and then come back and do my the rest of my turns. So
Fair play.
yeah, sorry to the AI. But yeah, I think that's great. As we're seeing, this bodes well for player incentive and player enjoyment down the line. Looking forward to more events going forward. So let's talk about a couple more news that the Vibes team has been dropping on us. Just real quick, they they're launching, or they already launched onto the Epic Game Store. So previously, the only way to play Vibes was to download the program from their website, but now they're also on the Epic Game Store. So for those of you that are want to access the game that way, Epic Game Store has a download, and then
Yeah.
yeah, but I think that's only for Windows. I believe for Mac, they still recommend going to the website directly.
Yeah, I've played the vast majority of my games on my MacBook, so I've been running the alpha launcher from their website. I've never even logged on to the Epic Game Store to be frank,
Hmm.
but I know a lot of people were really happy to hear that. Apparently, people use that as like their primary game launcher. So, hey, anything for accessibility, right?
Yeah, and so I don't know if it coincided with the Epic Game Store or just these events or Abstract, and we could talk about Abstract in a little bit. But I've noticed a big a large influx of new players, and I can't just attribute that to the Epic Game Store, but I'm sure the Epic Game Store had a hand in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, just yeah, and I know, especially being like a Web3 native IP, um, a lot of people in the Web3 space might be weary of downloading, an executable
Right.
from a project's website. So if people are only comfortable with something as official as the Epic Game Store, then hey, criteria met.
Yeah. Yep. And another piece of news that the team has announced and sort of call it a path proof in the path that they're player and community friendly. They launched a content creator program where they're inviting community members to fill out their forms and send their content in, and they've been pretty good about promoting those content creators through tweets, but also on their website directly.
Yeah, 100%. That's probably the best place to find Vibes content is through their official site.
Hmm.
I'm sure we'll put a link in the description there. But yeah, it's just a content blog that features written content and video content. Um, yeah, just a great resource for new players.
Yeah, and we got a couple of videos up there, so yeah, definitely appreciate if you guys check that out and um, watch the other content on there, but also if you guys want to check out my content and also Caution Fun's content there. The other part about the community aspect, Caution Fund, is I think because they're doing such a good job on engaging the community and the players, we're seeing players, people in the community go out and actually build things for Vibes. So I'm going to throw a little plug here. You want to talk about your deck viewer?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, big shouts to Spencer and Elliot, co-founder of OCAP Games, and Segfault, as he goes by in the Discord, who I just believe is the head of their development team. If not, he's got to be close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all three of them have been instrumental in, giving us, the right tools to create content, whether it's, like access to media or assets or whatever it may be, or, actually publishing our work and sharing it with the community. That's been awesome. I'm very appreciative of it. And similarly, Segfault has given anybody who asks really, uh, you know, whatever tools they need to build whatever they may want, so long as it's to the benefit of the community.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I was really itching for was a way to display decks visually. So I whipped up a little single-page site where you can paste your deck code, direct from the client. You export it in the client, you copy paste it into the site there, and it just brings up a visual of your deck list with all the card images and the counts underneath. And big shouts to Rid Sevilla, the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He has repurposed an old bot of his to support Vibes cards. You can retrieve information about any Vibes card with a simple Discord command. And I was, uh, he uh, we were able to work together and put some functionality into it where same thing, you can paste your deck code into the bot command and it'll give you a nice little shareable image of your deck.
Yeah, good point. And then that what card bot currently resides in the TST Discord. So just for those of you that don't know, Caution Fund and I are part of a team of individuals that create content and play competitively, some more than others. But we have a community where we welcome anyone that's interested in Vibes or any other TCG or Web3. And there's definitely support and features on there, as Caution mentioned, the card bot, and a ton of talented and friendly people. So the link to the Discord will be in the description as well. But everybody's welcome to come hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm woefully biased, but I would say it's the best community on the internet, not
Mm.
just in the Web3 space. But in all seriousness, everybody in there is wonderful. And it's kind of crazy, actually, looking at the leaderboard nowadays,
Uh,
the online ranked leaderboard. I feel like TST Discord community members make up like, it's got to be close to 30-40% of the top 25. It's insane. Every time I scroll through, it looks like our Discord chat. It's insane.
yeah, no, that's funny because I've actually been doing sort of like a journal on my Vibes progress, my account, and the first one I just kind of did a quick intro of you know the account. The second one I did sort of like a pack opening. It's funny you mentioned that because the third one I was planning to actually drill a little bit deeper into the leaderboard and just point out the people that I know. So I have noticed what you've noticed. So
It's
yeah,
awesome. And I
yeah,
know like I've had days where, I'll play like 20 games, I'll have like, a couple of losses and like half of them will be to TST Discord members. It's so
right, right
awesome.
on. Yeah, no, it's good. It's definitely bodes well. Just showing the sort of the strength of the community and the talent there. Cool. All right. Yeah. So you mentioned we talked about your deck viewer. Any other tools you have in mind that you're cooking up, or is it top secret at this time?
So all hashtag building has been put on hold
Hmm.
and replaced with hashtag grinding
Oh yeah,
uh, since last week.
yeah. Understandable, understandable, and we'll go into that shortly on why the grind started in full force. Yeah, so to kind of round out the announcement that the teams make in terms of content and accessibility, we had the abstract uh, layer two right launch, and then I think Vibes is a big part of that. Um, Call it network. And so the TSD community has actually been spending a lot of time streaming content there and hanging out with people in the abstract community, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. And the abstract community has been wonderful and welcoming. The native streaming is awesome. I mean, it's definitely missing a few features here and there, but I know that, just earlier today they announced that like half of the features I was missing are
Yeah,
coming. So, definitely, it only launched like last week. We're definitely in its infancy, but yeah, it's been really, really fun. Just spin up a stream. There's, native crypto integration, so you can tip in multiple currencies very seamlessly. All it takes is like an email address to sign up and log in. It's not your typical layer two experience, that's for sure, but definitely more uh, retail oriented,
hmm,
I would say, than other blockchains are. And yeah, the abstract team and the Pudgy Penguins team, uh, the Venn diagram of participants, it's pretty close to a circle. Um, and OCAP Games is definitely part of that ecosystem. And yeah, it's just been cool seeing the synergies between a video game built in the same universe as this community oriented blockchain. And yeah, for a community like ours, it's it's a perfect intersection of interests. That's for sure.
right. Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head there. It's super easy to onboard. It makes it very, like you said, Web 2-ish, where you don't have to worry about wallets and all that stuff at the beginning. Easy to jump into. My personal favorite, and you're right, there's been features that I wish the abstract streaming content area had, but the announcement did address a good portion of that. So definitely happy that they're, like you said, cooking to improve the product already. But yeah, my favorite ultimately is there hasn't been ads integrated, or I don't know if there ever will be, but I got so used to watching on Twitch and every now and then trying to get into engaging with the streamer content creator and getting hit with an ad and you're like typing in the chat, oh sorry, I can't hear you. So this has been
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm loving that part of it.
100%. Yes, and I can tell you as a streamer, um, I couldn't believe when I started streaming in earnest again on Twitch.
Hmm.
Not too long ago. I People were telling me they were greeted with ads as soon as they came onto the stream,
Right.
and I've gone out of my way to turn off ads on my channel, and they still force it down your
Yep.
throat if you're not like a Twitch Premium Super Plus subscriber or whatever. Uh, so yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, the abstract experience, especially with the latest update today, where you no longer need an abstract account to interact with any abstract content. You can just open up the link and
Yeah.
start watching. Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, that was huge. That was the huge improvement I was looking for because that allows for easier accessibility and viewership for people to just, let's say they're still on the fence, don't want to create that account. Easy for them to just pop into a stream and be able to at least enjoy um, some good content. And just shout out on speaking of the abstract stream, I have to give shout out to the Mudman. I think he broke the world record so far, abstract world record for longest stream. He did a 12 and a half hour stream.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has topped it, please let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, that's it. Hey, the Mudman is not far off from the Madman, if you know what I mean.
I hear you. I hear you.
The stamina, my goodness.
Yeah, while simultaneously babysitting McNuggets.
Oh my gosh,
The
the
multitasking,
chaos.
yeah, the multitasking on that man is on another level.
I don't know which one's harder, but yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to another big news that the team dropped, which has started several people, and my partner Cautionfun included on their insane grinding. The World Championships. You want to give a quick rundown on the World Championships, please?
Oh man, what a crazy thing. I saw DST Discord member Rock Metal there, reflecting today how, a month ago or so when we were first getting into it, uh, she was making jokes about, World Championships 2025, and now it's a real thing.
Yeah.
They've already thought about it. They have a plan and they're executing on it. But yes, basically, at the end of 2025, they'll be having the Vibes World Championships, which will be an IRL event, tabletop vibes games. And it will be an invitational in that, there are several different ways to earn qualification for the World Championships. They are going to have several, I guess, regional tournaments
Hmm.
in IRL events. I know the first one is the Americas tournament, which is going to be held in Connecticut on May 18th. Um, the final details just got announced today. They're partnering with Star City Games. I already got my ticket.
Oh,
Hope I see
congrats.
everybody there.
Congrats.
Cheers, man. Yeah, that is going to be fun. That's one route to qualify for the World Championships is show up at one of these regional tournaments, and if you finish top 8, you'll earn qualification to the World Championships at the end of the year. There's going to be 3, I believe. There's one for, like the Asia Pacific area, one for Europe, and one for the Americas. So top 8s from all those will be invited to the World Championships, and then they will also be serving the online community by giving them a bunch of opportunities to earn their qualification into the World Championships. Just for people who can't attend one of the IRL events, maybe. But yeah, for each of their competitive seasons online for the digital game, I think it's the same kind of setup where the top 8 finishers in each season will earn an invite to the World Championships. That's what I'm grinding for this season. I know
Hmm.
a couple of my buddies are grinding for it as well. Um, and then I forget, there's a couple of other, secondary methods to earn qualification into the World Championships at the end of the year. But yeah, man, it's a fully fleshed out competitive circuit, and they've accounted for online players. They've accounted for pretty much every region on the globe
Right.
where there might be demand for TCGs, and it's all going to culminate in a world championship event at the end of the year. It just like the whole thing sounds so exciting. Um, I know I've followed plenty of trading card games that have never quite reached that level where they
Hmm.
have like a fully fleshed out competitive circuit.
Right.
And I mean, again, it just just speaks to the consideration. Like every decision this team makes, like you can feel the foresight and the thought that went into it. And yeah, just giving something to everybody, the casual player and the most competitive player. Just yeah, I'm so excited. I want to earn qualification so badly.
Oh,
It's I'd imagine it's going to be an awesome event, all of them.
yeah, definitely very hype news. We'll have a link in the description to the World Championship information that's posted on the Vibes website on their blog. The couple other chances to qualify, as Caution Fund mentioned, they're reserving wild card spots. That's for like, air quotes, celebrities or prominent community members. That I believe will be at the team's discretion. And they say don't beg for it because that's the best way to get yourself off the list. And the other qualification is I think they said they're going to do a last chance tournament like the day before the World Championships, like one shot, one person makes it into the next day.
Oh yeah, yeah, something because the championships themselves will be held like during some event. So like
Hmm.
yeah, it's going to be a day before tournament. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And so, so congratulations on you. Best of luck. What? Tell us. So you got your ticket already? Like how easy or how hard that was? Like what was the process for that?
Uh, it's a link to the Star City Games website because
Hmm.
they're the ones sponsoring the event,
Okay.
and uh, you just click the register for Vibes tournament button, and each ticket costs $20. Uh, that said, each ticket just for showing up, you get an exclusive physical promo, an exclusive digital promo,
Mm.
and an exclusive playmat. So, hey,
Pays for itself.
$20
Yeah, it pays for itself.
for a nice playmat and an exclusive promo, like okay, and that also buys you a chance. Obviously, you can then play in the tournament, and they announced a $20,000 prize pool
Hmm.
with additional prizes for the top finishers. So, yeah, I mean, for me, it's a like triple no-brainer. I love competitive card games.
Yep.
I love collecting promos and playmats and anything I can for the games I'm passionate about. And I'm so stoked to meet so many different community members. I mean, it hasn't been that long, and I can already, I have a list that's 10, 20 deep of just people I've met in the Vibes community that I would love to just have a coffee with IRL.
Yeah. And I think, I met you online and sort of your online, persona of playing, but you have a background playing in person games, right?
When I can,
Yeah. Okay.
for
So
sure.
yeah, you dabble in physical card games, physical competitiveness.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, when I was at school, Friday Night Magic was, my favorite night of the week for sure.
Yeah.
Just, obviously partially for the playing competitive card games with other enthusiasts, but also just hanging out with other enthusiasts.
Right.
It's always been a good time in my experience.
Right on. Yeah. So yeah, again, good luck to you. You spent that $20 to
Thank you.
register. I think it's well worth it, but I'm gonna have to start calling you Mr. Pay to Win.
Hopefully I earn qualification
Yeah.
this season and I can just go into the tournament, playing with house money, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Play for fun.
you know, yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Caution aside,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I will definitely be trying my best. Every opportunity I have to earn qualification for Worlds. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. And like you said, there's multiple chances and opportunities for people of all capabilities, whether they're a physical player, hardcore grinder, whatever. I mean, there's different ways to get in. So I think that's appreciated by the community.
100%. And it's going to end up, we're going to end up with a really diverse tournament field and
All
should make
right.
for some fun games.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be something worth watching for sure and attending. All right.
100%.
And I, again, that's we've already covered a ton of news and events from the team, and but they announced this early in January, I believe. They already talked about an expansion.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, so the game kicks off um, mid-December, and in less than 6 weeks, they've already, like you said, the foresight and the vision's already there. They're already talking about getting an expansion set. Do you remember when they said they were planning to get that out there?
I believe it said end of 2025.
Hmm.
Um, I'm very interested to know if that will be before the World Championships or
Right.
after, and whether or not uh, the new set cards will be relevant for the tournament there. I think that would be, on one hand, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
As far as everybody, you would just see such a wider diversity of decks. If people have limited time to really craft and curate and optimize their lists. So, I mean, that would be chaotic and fun in
Yeah.
my head. At the same time, uh, I hope we have plenty of advance notice because
Yeah.
I would hate to, be studying spreadsheets for like 6 months and then it's all irrelevant.
Yeah.
But hey, with the way this team has handled everything for every kind of player, I expect nothing less than utmost transparency as soon as possible.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. That's going to be an interesting, call it wild card, to see if how the set two expansion plays into the World Championships or not. If it does play into it, I just got a flashback while you were talking of this old movie in the '80s. It was I think it was called The Wizard. It was Fred Savage, and they had they were trying to get to this Nintendo tournament and or video game tournament, and like the final championship game was like this unveiling of Super Mario 3. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that's what I thought
I've,
of.
I've never seen it, but I'll
Oh,
queue it up after we finish up here.
okay, all right, yeah. But yeah, that was a kind of like a surprise. The participants came in. It was just like, here's the world unveil, reveal of the a new game, and they were just like, what? But yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
What a twist.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What a twist. Cool, cool.
Oh man, I love this game.
Yeah, you know what's funny? You just mentioned what a twist, and I, I don't know if you're aware, but while we're sort of talking, I've been just recording a video in the background of me passively playing the AI, and I happened to draw what a twist, and I had just rotted it, and then when you said it, I could literally pull it up to the screen for people to see if they're listening and watching. So what kind of coincidence is that, right? It's crazy.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, I couldn't have set it up. Cool. All right. I think there's been a lot of updates there. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of fives overall, online, physical? What's got you excited? Like what, or is it just focus on grind?
Right now, it's just focus on grind. As soon as I read that announcement, something I think I forgot to mention. We are currently in season 0 of
Oh,
ranked play
mm-hmm.
for the Vibes Online TCG. It's an alpha. This is being used to squash bugs and refine the game and the client for a more mainstream rollout, I guess. That said, I mean it's in excellent shape for an alpha, best alpha I've ever played for sure. All that said, the season 0 ranked season ends on February 21st.
Mm,
So, we will know the first 8 people to punch their ticket to the World Championships on February 21st. And yeah, I mean, as soon as I read that announcement a couple of days ago, it was just okay. how many games can I play between now and February 21st? That's been the primary focus. That said, yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to get back to hopefully continuing to build out cool tools that you know the community finds useful and I can use myself. And I'm very very excited to get back to creating card game centric content. Um, this included. Thank you again for inviting me on,
Yeah,
Professor.
yeah, you're welcome.
And yeah, just I love engaging with people who are passionate about card games. And it turns out when you make video content about a card game, it spawns conversations with other passionate people. So it's just been great. Like, I've only made one video so far, but I've already had a bunch of conversations with a bunch of new people that I probably wouldn't have had otherwise. So yeah, very excited to uh, get to cranking that out with more consistency. But yeah, unfortunately, everything is second priority right now to to maintaining top eight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think creating content, it satisfies so many needs and goals because besides sort of sharing what your passion and your information to people to help people, it does open up a voice for the people to reach back out to you. And like you said, you have a list of 20 deep people you want to meet. And so I'm sure some of those is from people that watch your contest or see you engaging in the Discord, and that's how communities are built. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
100%. I'm glad to be a part of it. How about yourself? Anything you're excited for?
I this is the funny thing. So all the news has been exciting, but I've just been sort of, I'll still put myself in the casual category. I play as much as I can. Before the events, I was doing what you're saying. I was only going my one pack a day kind of thing. Not because anything with the gameplay. It was just more a timing consideration. But I do enjoy the game. I've actually made this my primary game now. I'm one of those people that's like a one game guy. I can't, or I can, but I try not to play multiple games. I just focus on one game, and that's I had to enjoy it and create content for it. But that's my focus. So yeah, I would still put myself in the casual category, but I've been making my way up the ranks. I'm in Chonk, which is one level under the top tier of Dummy Thick, but I'm not rushing through it. I'm enjoying the event, enjoying the wins as I get them because that's more packs to help my collection. Starting out as free to play, so wanted to kind of share that perspective with people out there that's also free to play or thinking along those lines. That's the reason why I'm going down this path, and as going at a casual rate gives people something that, like, okay, at a minimum I could do better than he did, so uh, uh, I could feel better.
That's fair. No, you're managing expectations. That's good. But yeah, nah, that's awesome. And yeah, if folks are listening and haven't already, definitely check out Professor's video content. It's definitely a good resource for new players just to get to thinking what you should be thinking about.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So you mentioned something that I'm going to put you on the spot for. Primary focus grinding, everything else secondary. Give us an overview. What is the life of a grinder like? Like, what is this grind that you're actually doing? Like, to give us like a day in the life of a grinder. Like, what are you putting yourself through, if you're willing to share?
So I mean, I would say yesterday was probably my longest so far.
Okay,
And that looked like, I have my morning routine
okay.
where, I wake up, I have my coffee,
Hmm.
I take care of the pets, see the lady off, and, take like half an hour, 45 minutes just, catching up on what I may have missed while I was sleeping. And, you know, then I always have things that I have to do day to day, right?
All right.
So knock those out as quickly as possible. I didn't have hardly anything to do yesterday, so I finished up about 9:30 in the morning local time. Uh, Sat down to start playing Vibes, and didn't really stop until about 8:30, 9 p.m. local time. You know, I definitely took breaks, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
never longer than like, half an hour.
Okay.
Just, maybe eat some food, use the bathroom,
Yeah.
and get back to it.
So if we were to quantify that, you gave us the hours. That's around 12 hours or so, give or take. How many games would you say you churned out in that amount of time estimate? Or if
So
you have exact, you have
I can
exact?
check my notebook
Okay.
here, and I can tell you exactly.
So grinders, take notes. You guys
Um,
you have to take notes.
yeah, I'm nothing without my handy dandy notebook. That's for sure. Um, so it looks like yesterday. So okay, I started yesterday at 78. So that's 85 games, and I ended at 129.
Hmm.
So I played 44 games, and it looks like I won 40 of them.
Whoa, that's amazing. 40 and 4?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
The control green deck that I've been running
Yeah,
is
it's
not
awesome.
counting. I've had a couple of wins where like my opponent just stopped playing like halfway through the game, so I assume that's like alpha related. And then I've had a few, two to be exact,
Uh-huh.
just losses that seem to randomly spawn.
Hmm.
Um, So, not counting those games, I'm currently 131 and 11 with this green deck.
Jeez. That's
It's
amazing.
insane.
Yeah. Did you calc that out? What
True.
percentage is that? So I don't have to do it.
90 plus.
Oh, wow. That's great.
That's for sure.
And this is the green deck that you shared on your video, right? On your channel? Of
Yes,
this.
and
Okay.
I've only made one change
Mm-hmm.
to the list. I've since I recorded the video, I have packed my fourth Luca Saves the Penguins.
Oh, congrats.
So I added a fourth. Thank you. I added a fourth Luca Saves the Penguins to the deck, and I took out one of the Curious Penguins.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that's part of, sort of the TSD community is, top players making content that actually is relevant and strong for players to try out. Obviously, collection constraints might have a might 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 be a consideration, but I think the great thing about the TSD community is you guys we are open to sharing what we know to help everybody improve. So shout out to you, that video that you made. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, yeah, you know stomped your way up to rank 2 for now.
For now, yeah. Is it still there? I'm genuinely not sure. I know
I'll,
I have a couple of players that are right behind me.
yeah, yeah, they're breathing down your neck.
100%.
All right, well, let me take a look. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, then I gotta thank you as because you are in grind mode, but you took the time to make this podcast with me, to create some content in the middle of an event, which I think is you're probably like this was something you're like I rather grind kind of thing, but thank you for doing this. Yeah, you are still second
Oh
place.
no. Oh, thank goodness. No. Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about how like my hands been like trembling and
Yeah,
sweating the whole time, but no.
but that's probably not a
Yeah,
joke.
I just there's a little bit. There's truth rooted in it. Let's say that. But yeah, no. Yeah, I just I love chatting with you regardless of the context. And yeah, definitely don't do like what the Mudman did the other day on stream, where like you only think about vibes for like. If you guys want to see a day in the life of a grinder looks like, just watch Mudman stream.
Oh yeah.
You'll also see some of those crazy, innovative, and powerful decks that Professor was alluding to there. But uh, yeah, you gotta work-life friend balance, right?
Right. Well said. Well
Oh
said.
man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we'll wrap up here. We do have we'll try to make sure we are consistent with sharing news and updates from the Vibes game and community as much as we can. If anyone listening has any comments or questions, feel free to drop them there. Again, the description will have all the links that we talked about, plus more probably. And any last words, Caution Fun?
Just hey, good luck on your games, man,
Yeah,
and
same.
everybody.
Yeah, same to you and everyone. I will say shout out to Bitcoin 105.
Oh, stamp it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thanks again for your time, Caution Fun. Appreciate talking to you, and we'll see everyone next time.
Thanks for having me. Take it easy, everyone.